Sorry about that, guys. I was kind of interrupted. Okay. So we had, that's the type of house that we started out in. So, we took all the necessary training and submitted our paperwork that was required to do a adult family care home. Now, the application process, it was a little tedious, and because I did not know exactly how to fill out the application, I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have anybody to show me. It took a little while for the application to actually, the process to go through. And we started out as a Medicaid provider automatically, okay? That's different in the state of Georgia, and I'll go into more detail in that in a later video, okay? So once we had that one home, we got two sisters starting out as our first two residents. And I sent a flyer at the time, back in 2003, we didn't have like technology like we do now. So I sent a flyer out to all the care manager businesses. And it just so happened that the day that I sent out our flyer to introduce ourselves, to let them know that, hey, we are a new provider for adult family care home. This is the amount that we're licensed for, yada, yada. So at that time, another home, a group home, was actually closing. The state was closing them down. So one of the support coordinators said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and give this new company a try. So they sent us one of our first people. So we had a great relationship with this support coordinator, and he filled us up. We filled up our house, and we were able to get 5 people at that particular home. So, he told us, he said, well, look, if you guys open up another home, because I like the way that you're doing things, I will, get you some more people. So that's what happened. So we opened up our second home. Same thing happened again. We had talked to different care coordinators. When they come out to our facilities, they really liked what they saw. They liked the way that we were taking care of our people, how nice and clean everything was. They gave us more people. We opened up our third home, and then we opened up a fourth home. So total, we were licensed for 16 people throughout those 4 homes. Okay, so I hired house managers that were the ones that were responsible for that home. We also had transportation where we took our people to the adult day program. All right, so throughout the homes, we had 26 staff employed by us. All right, so did that for about 10 years, enjoyed it, whatever. So we moved to a different state due to wanting to have better opportunities for our children. We moved to a different state. We moved to Georgia, okay? And then in the midst of all that, a lot of stuff went on, different things or whatever. So ended up getting a divorce. And so when I got a divorce, as you know, as some of you may know, divorce can be traumatic, not only mentally, physically, financially. Okay, in my case, financially. So when you're used to making $40,000, $50,000 a month, and you no longer have your business, and then you have to go down to about $1,000 a month, and you need to take care of a family of 6. Okay, so went through that process. Not going into detail too much about it, but I went from making $40,000 to $50,000 a month to making $1,000 a month and trying to get back on my feet. Okay, so I knew that I wanted to do this type of business, because I enjoyed it. I got into it because I had some family members that were in assisted living homes that I did not like. So I always said that if I ever had an opportunity to do it, I would do things different, and I was able to do that. So I enjoyed it, and so I decided, I said, well, I want to get back into it. But being a single parent now, my financial world went upside down. I worked in various fields in the healthcare industry, insurance and healthcare industry, the hospital, insurance companies. And during the whole time, I was like, you know what? I want to do this business again because I had found my purpose. I knew that I found my purpose, and it wasn't necessarily about finances. It was about really genuinely liking what I did. Okay, I took care of individuals with disabilities. Okay, so I worked at the hospital, and when I worked, I said, well, I need to have a certain amount of income. So I became a foster parent, keeping children, and I worked at the hospital at the same time. So those children were very disrespectful. And so I decided, I said, well, my own children are not disrespectful the way that these kids are. And I had one child that threw a rock through my window. Okay. So that kind of let me know right there. Well, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want to do children. Because you would get attached to them. And if their parents' rights wasn't terminated, then the possibility of them going back to their parent was a high possibility. So I'm the type of person where if I got attached to a child, I'm going to want to adopt that child. So not only did it affect me, it affected that child. To pull them away from somebody that was taking care of them, to go back to their family, I didn't want to continue to be a foster parent because it wasn't fair to the child. Okay. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm looking at the time, guys. I'm trying to get through this. So I decided to go ahead and did my research on a personal care home in Georgia. Similarities to Florida, but then there's some differences too. A lot of differences. So I'm going to say this. I started out in my home. I kept 2 people in my home. Okay. For about 1.5 years. And I was very close to both of them. I loved both of those people. They both have since passed on. And when they were living with me, I said, well, this house is a little bit too small. We live in the same house. I wanted to get a bigger place. So God blessed me to where a commercial personal care home pretty much fell in my lap. Okay, I had to do a little bit of work, but it wasn't much. And so that house was licensed for 6. Okay. So being that I had been in the industry since 2003 and I'm in a different state, I see some things that, I wanted to improve on. And so I went from having 2 people in my own personal home to having 6 in a commercial facility, to now God has blessed me to where I have 10 under one roof. So I say that to say, be persistent, stick to one thing, nurture it like a baby. Don't be all over the place. Stick with it and work hard. Because in the fact that I know how the end of the road looks in this line of work, I was determined to keep pressing on. And you need to keep pressing on if this is something that you really want to do. Okay? Keep pressing on. Because I'm a living testimony that you can do it being a single, divorced individual that lost it all and has gained it back and more. So don't give up. If this is what you really want to do, don't give up. Stay focused. That's the key. Stay focused. Stay prayerful. Pray, pray, pray. I believe in prayer because it does work. And don't be all over the place. If you have ideas, write them down If you want to do something, there's nothing wrong with having multiple things, but you need to stick with one thing, nurture it, raise it up until it's successful. Then you move on to something else if that's what you want to do. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. There's a lot more that I would like to share with you guys, and I will share with you. If you find this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that when I do upload a video, you will know. Okay, guys? Take care. Until next time. Peace out.